So before we start the program, as everything else, we start with the name of God. So I would like to have our officer Usher from Transit 34 to give the opening prayer.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض وإن تبدوا ما في أنفسكم أو تخفوه يحاسبكم به الله.
To God belongs whatever is in the heavens and whatever is in the earth. Whether you show what is within yourself or conceal it, God will bring you accountable for it. Then He will forgive whom He wills and punish whom He wills. And God is over all things competent. The messenger has believed in what was revealed to him from his Lord, and so have the believers. All of them have believed in God and His angels and His books and messengers, saying, we make no distinction between any of His messengers. And they say, we hear and we obey. We seek your forgiveness. Our Lord, to you is the final destination. God does not obligate anyone beyond his capacity. For him is what he has earned, and on him is what he has incurred. Our Lord, do not hold us accountable if we forget or make a mistake. And our Lord, do not place on us such a burden as you have placed on those before us. And our Lord, do not make us bear a burden for which we have no strength. And pardon us, and grant us forgiveness, and have mercy on us. You are our protector, so help us against those who reject faith.
I want to say a few things. As you can see, the crowd here is from all over the place, all over Brooklyn South especially. You want to have these guys, if they want to come inside, they can come. You guys want to come inside? We have the crime fighter, Mobeen. Good job, man. Keep it up. So I was saying that, as you can see, the audience, we come together. We live in a world where we live next to a very diverse community. We work among very diverse community. And gatherings like this are very important because it shows how we are united and how we work together day in, day out. So I want to thank everyone for taking the time out to come here in this small gathering to show your commitment and your friendship. So thank you very much. Moving along the same subject, we have an individual among us who's worked with the Muslim community, the Pakistani community, day in, day out. Even though he's from the Jewish faith, he's always been there standing next to his Muslim brothers and sisters, no matter what the instance is or what the situation is. So I want to thank Dove, please. Thank you very much for always being there for us. And if you don't mind, I'll show you in a few minutes. And also, moving along, our first speaker is going to be Inspector Richard de Blasio. Is he? Yeah. Where is he? But I know Inspector de Blasio a long time. But all I gotta say is that he's one of the individuals that served in this community for a few years. Before that, he was serving in the 6-1, 6-8, but he was always there for the community. You call him day in, day out. His phone was never shut for us. So I want to thank you for your commitment. It was a loss, that you moved away from here. But I can tell you one thing, how committed you are, that you still stayed in touch with every single person and assisted them, even though you was not the commanding officer at this location. You still helped every single person, so I want to thank you. And if you don't mind, please say a few words. And before that, I just want to say congratulations to him on his recent promotion, well-deserved promotion to inspector. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ron. Very nice words, very kind words. I'd just like to thank everybody here. It was an honor to be the commanding officer of the 70 Precinct, and it was something very special to me because I made so many friends in this community, these communities that are within the 70 Precinct, and it's nice to share the friendship and the gathering tonight with my friend Joe Haywood, who we go back a long way from the 6-8 Precinct, and I met him from he was the executive officer of the 6-8 Precinct when I was the commanding officer there. And it's nice to see the community affairs officers, and from the 6-6 to 6-8, 7-0 auxiliaries. It's very nice. But I'm going to spin off a little bit of what Rana said. It's about the community. It's always been about the communities. No matter where you're from, the 7-0 precinct is probably one of the most diverse precincts in New York City, and it was an experience to be here. But the amounts of friendships that were made and the collaboration between the 7-0 precinct and the community was so strong that we were able to get through just about anything. In fact, anything that happened in the 7-0 precinct, we worked everything out. And we always had positive returns on that. But that's where the police department has always been going, and now even stronger with the NCO program. And I know that's in the 7-0 precinct with Deputy Inspector James Colombo, who's a great leader here. And I'm glad that he continues the tradition that's been in the 7-0 precinct even before I was chosen to be the commanding officer. But I thank each and every one of you for being here. It's an honor to share this gathering together and to be a part of it. And I thank you, and I look forward to a very long friendship together with everybody here. So thank you very much.
The inspector touched on another individual while he was speaking, who also we congratulate with his promotion to Deputy Inspector. Deputy Inspector Hayward, who's kind of a little far from this community, but in a sense he's not, because he's made links throughout his career and even continuing to do the same thing while serving the Bay Ridge community and touching the community that either work or live in this community to come closer to each other and work together with the police department. And we really thank you throughout your career. I know you were in the 6-0, we have a large community there. We can't thank you enough for building those bridges wherever you went. So, very proud and congratulations on your promotion. And if you don't mind, please come up and say a few words. I also got to do a little plug for our friend Mobeen, who's a great worker. I know he followed you from 6-0 and soon to be lieutenant. Keep up the great work and keep people like him and us shine each day. Oh yeah. Where is he? Oh yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't even see you come in.
2 rising stars.
He's gonna be coming to you, sir. Sergeant Imad to 6-8, right?
Listen, thank you all for having this dinner tonight. I can't tell you how much it means, especially with Rich. All right, when I got promoted to captain, Rich was standing right next to me getting promoted to DI. A couple weeks ago, I got promoted to DI. Rich got promoted to inspector, and I couldn't pick a better group of guys to be promoted with. What Rana was saying about how I'm close to the community, even though I'm in Bay Ridge, I can't get away from the community because of this guy right here, Raza. He's not only a good guy, he's become my friend throughout the years, and that's serious, Raja. Raja and me speak on a weekly basis. I would like to thank the community for acknowledging my promotion to Deputy Inspector, especially Raja, especially the Pakistani community hall tonight. I know many of you have become my friends through the years. Thank you for helping and build the trust between the NYPD and the Muslim community and the Pakistani community. You always know you have a friend. You can call me with anything if you have any problems. I would also like to thank Chief Powers and Chief Shaw for my promotion. The borough has always helped me achieve my goals by putting me to work with such great leaders in the department. Like Rich de Blasio in the 6'8", who was my first mentor, then John Shell in the 6'1", then Norman Grandstaff in the 7'1", and Billy Taylor in the 6'0". All tremendous leaders. And every one that I worked with them, I really sucked everything in like a sponge, and they really taught me a lot. I truly appreciate this dinner, and I look forward to continue working with all of you and have a successful 2018. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Inspector. Now I would like to call my friend Dovey, if you can come up and say a few words, and I know you have something special for these two individuals.
Good evening, my friends. Good evening, Dovey. It's an honor to stand here with you. Looking around the room, I see very friendly, warm, kind people who we deal with all the year, around the year, with community matters. And I want to mention Inspector Griffith. I can mention names here, we'll finish tomorrow. But Inspector Griffith, let's give him a round of applause for always being around here, always connecting everybody. Together with the NYPD, connecting all the communities and bringing friendship and love and courage for all different communities and minority groups, etc. You're always there for everybody, and we appreciate your work tremendously. Thank you so much. And you have an amazing team, Mohammed Amen, and who else is there? Of course, how can we forget about Zagam and everybody else? I have over here over the years, we've been working with so many different COs in the 7-0 precinct. Unfortunately, our CO currently now, James Palumbo, is under the weather, so he couldn't make it here tonight. And we tremendously appreciate his work and what he does for us over here in the 7-0 precinct on every day. But we are here now to recognize our friend Richard de Blasio for promotion to inspector, which is a very well-deserved promotion. A person who is very truly kind, very honest, and always was there for everybody in every community, especially the 7-0 precinct, which is such a tapestry of all different cultures that we have over here. I don't think New York City has another precinct that has such a diverse community. And he was here and able to keep everybody happy, more than happy. He made sure to satisfy every culture, every group, no matter color, race. He always was there with kindness, warmth, and heart, and always giving, always listened, and always cared and was responsible for his leadership. And then we lost him to the academy, but they gained. And I know he's loved over there for his leadership and for what he does over there. His boss is very, is just amazed about him, about his work and what he does. I have over here today our good friend of the community, Rednice Bouchat, could not make it. She apologizes that she can't make it, but she had sent along a citation for Richard for his years of exceptional and brave service to the citizens of the great state of New York and the city of Brooklyn. I want to call up Richie to give him over this citation over here on behalf of the State Assemblywoman, Rednice Bouchat. I want to thank you everybody for letting me speak a few minutes and for being here today at a special event, and let's enjoy the evening.
I'd
not going to let Dovey just walk away without getting a little bit of a roast. So Steve Griffith, you would appreciate this story because you know Dovey very well. So I'm going to tell you a very quick story because I'm hungry. I don't know about you guys. But so back in about a year and a half ago, maybe a little over 2 years ago, the 7-0 precinct had a really bad problem with burglaries, especially in Dyker Park and Ditmas Park. I'm sorry, see, 6-8, 7-0, Dyker, Ditmas. So anyway, in Ditmas Park, the burglar was going around to these nice houses, fully completed, separated houses with these garages that are about the size, probably the size of my house at least, right? So he was going around in the middle of the night, and we were taking about 8, 9, 10 every single week. So I got to the point where I was a plainclothes officer myself, so I was out there many nights, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning driving around, and I go down this block, and all of a sudden I hear, because I'm looking for the driveways to see if I catch this guy finally, help us out here in this community. And all of a sudden I hear, Richie. And I turn and I slow down, and who comes out from between two cars? Dovey. So he goes, what are you doing? I says, I'm driving around trying to catch the guy that's giving me a headache. I said, I got to get the chief off my back. I said, I got to make sure that, and the community, and make sure that, we take care of this guy. He goes, can I come with you? And I says, no. He goes, oh, please. I ended up giving in, let him come in my car, and I said, if anything happens, I says, because Aisha, you know me, right? If anything happens, no matter what happens, you stay put in this car. And we did that. We drove around for about another, 2 more hours, hour and a half. And just to show you the type of guy that he cares about the community, so.
The type of guy, what Richie is, that he signed out of the precinct, and he's on plain clothes, and we had 15 burgs that were happening in garages in the neighborhood. He came on the way home, and he decided he's going to patrol the neighborhood, and none of his cops knew. And he went out there, and at the end, we nailed this guy. So, he's a real cop.
The guys in the 7-0 nailed the guy. That's what happened, okay? So anyway, thank you.
Like to mention, he said the 7-0 did it, right? So I want to acknowledge the men and women behind these leadership. Our community affairs officers, our crime guys, and the patrol guys, auxiliaries especially, they volunteer their time to make sure the officers have an extra hand and the community has an extra eyes and ears. So we want to thank all of you for your commitment towards the community, not only the Pakistani or the Muslim community, but every community that you serve, which is very important. And we need to acknowledge that we wouldn't be safe, we wouldn't be progressing to a positive and the best city without the work you guys do each day and out, day and night out. So thank you very much. I want to call a person known to everyone pretty much. He's a pride of the community. He's a great person, whether you're off on, you call the person, he's ready to help, ready to listen, because sometimes you can't solve everything, right? So he's ready to listen and advice. So I want to call Captain Wahid Akhtar, if he can come and say a few words.
Good evening, everybody. First and foremost, congratulations, Inspector Richard de Blasio and Deputy Inspector Joseph Hayward. Such great people and well-deserved promotion. And I always look at this way, it's just, I don't know if I can really give an analogy, is promotion is just like, you do good work, and if you're a kid and your parents just pat you on the back and give you candy. So it's pretty much the same way. They have done such a fantastic work. So they got a pat on the shoulder, he got a full bird, he got oak leaf, and with the raise, so congratulations, great work. Being a police officer, I always say, is not a profession, is a lifestyle. So what, Inspector, what you're doing is, you sign up for the job, it's a great work, and that's what expected of, and such a fantastic, and working after clock is above and beyond, and that's really a true beauty of NYPD, and we have men and women who work so hard to keep this city safe. So, thank you for your service. And I'm gonna just touch a small thing which we really come across, just we came across a few days in the past, and I just want to acknowledge it, and I'm gonna move on, and I'm gonna show our trust as a community, as a police officer in the department, in the community also. Most recently, a couple of days ago, we have an incident at Transit District 11 where Muslim officers, their lockers were tagged with racial slurs. As a member of service, as a captain of NYPD, as a community person, and as the vice president of MOS, Muslim Officer Society, definitely we condemn that incident. But one thing I want to share with my community is that does not represent NYPD. NYPD is the worst, is way above than that. Men and women working in NYPD, they take pride in their work, and they're gonna be isolated individuals who are ignorant, and they're gonna cause those kind of havoc. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna just counter it, we're gonna move on, and we're gonna continue great work. So NYPD is investigating that incident. They're not gonna just tolerate it. Definitely we have a best inspector in NYPD and Police Academy. He's gonna train new recruits to how to basically learn and believe in diversity and a culture and interconnection with all the communities and work hard to just keep the city safe, environment safe, keep it diverse, and basically tolerate and respect each other. We have such amazing group over here. Inspector Griffith, of course I will look up to you, so you're pride of all communities and you're a mentor to us. And Inspector Blasio, actually, I look him as my mentor too. We have it to run into, of course I learned from him. And I will continue to learn from each other. So I don't know if I teach you anything yet, but look, hoping for the best. And I have to acknowledge our best of the community is Raza. He never misses a chance to bring the community and the police department together. And he always acknowledges and always celebrates all promotions. So, thank you very much for bringing everybody together, especially the leadership of NYPD and the community, and which is the greatest bridge. So, we can really see each other together and we can basically learn from each other. So thank you so much for bringing everybody together here. And we have, of course, Mubin, other brothers, but we have a brand new detective. I usually call them defective, but he's a detective, Rohit Khalid. Thank you for your services. And last but not least, our leader, Lieutenant Rana. So he's gonna be an addition, God willing, he should be getting promoted soon to the captain. And we're looking forward to work with the community. We are a bridge between community and NYPD, and we are here to protect and serve all without any hesitation and without any discrimination. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. We can't close this. I know everyone is hungry and looking towards the food, and I don't want the next speaker to think that that's a hint. It's not a hint, because you can have the whole night if you want, because you're such an amazing person for all the communities throughout the city. So, we acknowledge you, we thank you, and I think everyone in this room will agree, with me when I say that such an amazing work that you've done, the words that come out of your mouth is true words from the heart. And no matter what gathering you're sitting in, no matter what community you're in, you touch every single person. And I'm going to be a little biased because I work for you, but not because you're my current boss. You can move on, and I can still talk about the same person you are. So, Inspector Griffith, if you don't mind, please say a few words.
Hey guys, thank you. Joe, Rich, congratulations. Thank you. Well-deserved promotion, especially Rich. Done a great job in the 7-0. But before I speak, I'm being really brief. I'm like, man, it's been a strange week in NYPD. I'm glad I still got my job. It's a lot of changes. So some leaders are leaving, and it gives opportunity for young stars that we see here. Future stars like Rich and Joe to move up and really take big positions in the NYPD. But before we even get into that, it's always about the community. And the 7-0 is really an example. 7-0, like any other precinct, is a microcosm of what this city is. And if you can make it in the 7-0, you can make it anywhere. When you look at the communities from Flatbush and Church Avenue to Coney Island Avenue, it represents what the city is about. It represents what's in this room here. It's one of the precincts that I go to all the time, and it really encouraged me about what the city is and what it can be. So I'm just happy to be here, and I want to thank Raza. Raza, my buddy, he's always here, always showing that support. Doesn't have to do it, but he does it, and that's what it's about. And my brother, Dubby, where's my brother Dubby at? You know, one of the first people I met when I took this position, and he really, you know, the work that he does, the commitment, you know, it's really an encouragement to police officers when you see people from the community really take that leadership positions in their community. And not just for the particular community that they're from, but for all New Yorkers. So, you know, I congratulate everyone in this room, from the police officers to the people in the community. You know, this is how we do it, and this is why crime is so low, and this is why this is the best city in the world. So, let's eat. And we will be saying Captain Ronda soon. Believe that.
Thank you, Inspector. As always, great respect for you. Yeah, we have people in this room that I just want to say, you know, how our community, I know Captain Octo mentioned something that took place, the incident. I don't want to go more into it because, you know, we're better than that, and this is what showed, the gatherings like that show that we are one, no matter, you know, what you believe in, or what you belong to or identify yourself with. But I just want the community to see how we have risen from, you know, being only a handful of officers in the department to close to 1,000 members, 1,000 Muslim officers in this department, which is a great achievement, and I think it's going to continue to grow. So he named a few of them, but I think Lieutenant Noor, soon to be captain, also came in a little after. So I want to acknowledge him and his partner, who also works in Transit 34. So, you know, thank you, and continue to remember the officers that, you know, especially that you represent not only yourself, but you represent the community. You represent everyone that comes after you, the next generation, because they're going to be looking up to you. They're not going to be looking, they need something to identify themselves with, and they're going to be looking to you. So be a great role model, be a great example for them. Don't do things that you're not supposed to be doing. Be a positive person that you are. And of course, you know, I guess, you know, when you become a defective, like Rohel Khalid, you know, everyone is a detective, no problem, but except we have defective Rohel Khalid, who's from the 6-6, does a great job, so thank you. We have Sergeant Zagam Abbas, you know, I know Wahid mentioned it before, but I want to acknowledge him again. And like the inspector said, when I was talking about him, he thought it was Eamon. You know what? Eamon is another individual, you know, that does amazing work for every community, you know, every faith. And of course, we have our brother right here who's next to Monsignor Romano all the time. Just imagine a Muslim guy next to driving a Monsignor, you know, wherever he goes. So, you know, that just shows you how important, you know, we all, you know, this gatherings and this relationship is. Now, his responsibility was everyone. And guess what? He took care of that responsibility. He was there. I witnessed it myself. Neptune Avenue, we had a couple of incidents. He would come up right away, himself. He's not sending his staff. He's not sending someone else from a different agency. He's walking in there himself to make sure the community is taken care of. So not hearsay, but experience. I've seen this individual work. That's what tells you how he got the second term. And hopefully we'll, you know, I know there's a limit, but hopefully we'll get him in somewhere else to continue to make that difference and building that connection with every community there is. So I want to welcome Councilman Chaim Deutsch, a good friend.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. It's good to be here. It's good to be in this community. It's really great. I have a very large Muslim community in my district, like the Lieutenant mentioned, and we are family. right? I see many familiar faces working together with the Muslim Society, and it's really an honor and pleasure to be with them, to work with them, and to work in the very diverse community, and see how people work side by side, live side by side in peace and harmony. So it's really great. And I just want to say that today is a very special occasion, because we know that Commissioner O'Neill does not promote anyone when someone is not qualified, or someone cannot run a command, or someone cannot be. So when someone gets promoted, it means a lot. It says a lot for that individual, it says a lot for that police official, because now when crime is at an all-time low, we need to make sure that we stabilize that crime and continue to have the lowest crime rate in history. So having said that, I really want to commend tonight's honorees. I've known Inspector de Blasio for many years, going back in the 70th precinct, even before that. We had a great working relationship, really hands-on person who cares about the people. And sometimes he may come in, he doesn't have a big set of hair, but he doesn't really care always how he looks, but he always looks at the good in others. That's what I said today. So I really, it's an honor for me to be here today, and I'd like to give, on behalf of the new Speaker of the City Council, Speaker Corey Johnson, myself, and the other 50 colleagues in the City Council, on behalf of us, I'd like to present a New York City Council citation to our very own Inspector de Blasio. So please come up.
Hold it.
In the Pakistani community, they have more cameras than yarmulkes going around the Jewish community. So also I have another New York City Council citation. That's to a commanding officer who honestly I don't really know him that well. I have heard a lot about him. He's moving up the ranks. He has moved up the ranks. I'd like to call up Deputy Inspector Joseph Hayward. Please come up here. At the 60th precinct, the 61st and 70th. And they have what's called the NCO program, Neighborhood Coordination Offices, that is a model of what the CPU, the Community Policing Unit, used to be back in the late 80s, early 90s. So I'm proud that 2 out of my 3 precincts have currently an NCO program, which is phenomenal, because the NCO programs actually, they reach out to the people, individuals, and listen to their quality of life complaints and tackle them and spend time, sit on it, and make sure the job gets done. So just next week, I have a new NCO program coming into the 3rd and final precinct in my district, which will cover my entire district to have an NCO program. That will be in the 61st precinct. So I see, looking around the room, I have my NCO officer, who's right here. Please stand up. Officer Severi. And Officer Ortiz. Made an announcement. I just left the 61st Precinct Community Council meeting, and I explained to the people how important the NCO program is. And I told them, I encouraged them that next week when they come out, make sure you get the cell numbers of those offices, because they give them out. I know in my precincts currently, they have the NCO program, they give out the cell numbers. So I told them that if they don't get the cell numbers, I will give them the cell numbers. Because I know we have a model NCO program right here in the 70th precinct, and we will bring that model into the 61st precinct. Finally, I just want to say that throughout our city, we have 4,500 auxiliary offices. And auxiliary offices are really a backbone. When the precinct doesn't have enough coverage, the auxiliary offices fill in that gap. And being that the auxiliary offices, they get every year an allowance. The allowance is $250. What can you buy for $250? Almost nothing. And if you take a look at an auxiliary officer, if you take a look at a police officer, you'll see the uniform, the bulletproof vest, the shoes. During the summer, they need shorts. That costs a lot more than $250. We need to make sure that our auxiliary officers don't take money out of their pocket to spend for the clothing that they use to go out there and protect us on every single day. So I am proud, working with the New York City Police Commissioner, that we have just raised the allowance from $250 that was going back since 1978. We just raised it to $425. The check is in the mail. Many already have gotten the check. We need to continue raising that. My goal is $750. Officers, I see Chief Scholl in the room. Thank you for everything you do. And finally, shukriya to everyone. Looking forward to the next event. Thank you.
I just want to say something quick about how Councilman Deutsch. I have to tell you, we go back a long way because I was actually started my career in the 6-1 precinct as a police officer. Then I came back in 2006 as the executive officer. But I have to tell you, from dealing with the councilman, and he has a wonderful team on AVU, his office, great staff that he has. And anything that, go ahead, you deserve it. You deserve it. Anything and everything that goes on in the community, you know, councilman is involved in. He cares about the community, and even if it's not in his district, he always offers a lending hand to the neighboring neighborhoods. But I have to tell you, if the councilman was involved, was a member of the New York City Police Department, at the very least, he would be the commissioner of community affairs. So that's how involved that he is. And you know, maybe one day we'll see Mayor Deutsch, or maybe we'll see Governor Deutsch. But anyway, strong supporter of the New York City Police Department, and he loves Chief Scholl. So I have to say that, right?
First, look at her.
Gathering here for him, great supporter of this community, always been here, you know, for us every time that we need. The other person obviously does not need any introduction. You know, Chief Scholl has been this part of this community, especially in Brooklyn South, for a long, long time. So, up and say a few words.
Thank you, Lieutenant. On behalf of Commissioner James O'Neill, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the Pakistan Muslim League for hosting this event. It's always an honor to be recognized by community groups, and that's evident tonight to two well-deserving individuals. Inspector Richard de Blasio served Brooklyn South a long time, although he got promoted from the police academy. He was in the hearts of the people from this area. So, well-deserved, congratulations. And the same thing to Deputy Inspector Joe Haywood. The community loves him as well, and it's nice to be honored, like I said, by the community. You have various executives here tonight from NYPD. They were all introduced previously, so I won't take the time to do it again, but I just came from another event in Crown Heights. I was here and left. They honored women that are prominent in the community. Devorah Haberstam, Russell Timoshenko's mom, Tatiana, Chief Joanne Jaffe, and two police officers from the 7-1 and the 7-7, Officer Sykes and Officer Green. Like I said, going from that event to this, it makes me proud to be an executive, to see the hard work that's done by the members of the service, and to break bread with friends, and that's what it's all about. So, a very diverse crowd. I just left, and I'm here with a diverse crowd. Dhabi's here. We have Pakistani individuals, Jewish individuals, various ethnicities. So we're all Brooklynites, and we want to keep the streets safe, and that's evident tonight. So thank you very much. Raja, you know you're the man. I love you. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Scholl. Just on the same note, you have a great team. You know, Lieutenant Jablonski, Tommy Knight, for doing great work. that you're doing today. You know, connecting with everyone together. 7-0. Seven 7-2 Captain Chen. Thank you for great work you're doing. And of course, your staff. Sean, great job. You know, keep it up. You know, great job that you do every day. Where's our best friend Kukla? There you go. That's the man. Always there. Oh, that's right. Yeah, he's keeping you in your prayers. Thank you again, and thank you all for the leaders out here to make this event a great event. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for being here. Congratulations to our inspector and deputy inspector once again. Thank you for each and every member of the NYPD for being here tonight. I'm not going to name everybody because I believe Captain Wahid and Lieutenant Rana has done a fantastic job. Again, I think Mr. Raja Azad deserves a round of applause for bringing us together like he always does. I'm just going to leave it off with that. I believe there is food, so make sure everybody eats and enjoys the rest of the evening. Thank you.
Congratulations.